no matter how much you love yourself, and the problem is that not enough people are taught to love themselves, but regardless, I think that almost everyone wants acceptance from someone. This is going to be my 5th time reacting to Motionless in White, my first time ever reacting to voices. This one was requested by Alyssa Delgado and Nikki. Guys, I've been hearing hype for this particular song for just about forever. Literally, I was born, and in the midst of my infant screams, people were yelling for me to react to this song. Not to mention that it was constantly popping up on suggested videos on YouTube, but I resisted the temptation, and now here we are, finally. Before I see what it's all about, if you're new, hit subscribe, give this video a like, follow me on social media, click the Linktree link in the description below, and also in the description you'll find the Patreon. Jump on there for bonus content and a special tier, tier 4, that lets you make a song request and push it to the head of the line, guaranteeing a reaction to it right away. Alright, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have heightened expectations for this, but we'll see how it is. You know, so far, Motionless in White have proven themselves very versatile, at least for the songs that I've reacted to so far. Some of the stuff is heavy, some of the stuff is like soft, like the last song I reacted to by them reminded me of Breaking Benjamin. So, that's just one example, but I don't know what to expect for this one, but I'm expecting something good. So let's see how it is. Let's check it out.
Voices in my head again, trapped in a war inside my own skin. They're pulling me under.
All right, we're going heavier on this one, I think. Okay, I know I'm doing an early pause, but I just want to give credit to the vocalist, Chris Motionless. You know, when I first checked out this band, I actually felt that I didn't quite care for the vocal style. But since then, it's really massively grown on me. And he has a particular tone to his voice. Sometimes you just get a singer that has what I call a signature voice, where as soon as you hear their voice, you automatically know it's them. I feel like he's one of those vocalists. Like, there's just a certain specificity to his tone that I don't hear in any other singer. Off to a good start. Let's keep going. I feel like I've heard this guitar sound before. I like how this is building up to something. Okay, it's a little rappy there. This chorus. Okay, this might be their catchiest chorus out of any song I've heard by them. Like, it's only been sung twice, and it's already, like, sticking in my head. This is going to be an earworm of a song, I can already tell. I like this one so far quite a bit. Okay, I'm seeing what the hype is. And, you know, I just want to, again, give the vocalist credit for his versatility. I wasn't expecting that sort of rappy part in the song, but it was a nice little transitionary piece to connect the previous part to the chorus. So that was a good decision. Yeah, man, what was the other song that I heard by them that really had a catchy chorus? Because it's going to be a close call between this and that one. Let's see. Eternally Yours. That was the other one that I felt was really catchy and really memorable. So this one is, it might take the throne. It might beat out that one, for me anyway. But I really like everything I'm hearing so far. Let's continue. He can carry a note, too. We get a little respect for the drumming, too. Very nice. Wow. I love this chorus, man. Yeah, okay, it officially wins. This is number one for me. I can already tell you in terms of the chorus. Like, this is, it's so well sung and so well done. And what I like about this is so far he's not really screaming at all. Like, on one of the other videos that I checked out by them, again, I have to consult my search history, Thoughts and Prayers. That's another one that I reacted to. Go check it out if you didn't see it yet. That's probably my favorite by them in terms of heaviness. So sometimes he uses harshness, and when he does, it's awesome. But he hasn't really done that on this song. But yet, it still feels like it has a heaviness of its own. And that's heavily owed to the instrumentation. Like, the guitar is really, really working wonders in that regard. So that, to me, is like the driving power behind the song. And his voice is like the melody and the emotion. It's a very nice pairing that's working fantastically for the song so far. Let's keep going. Man, I love this. I love these lines too. Oh, there's some harshness. Okay, I love this song already. This is quality. Another scream, very nice. Oh shit. Okay, it's not even a competition. Absolute favorite Motionless in White song for me, anyway. This was so good, man. It was just so, being catchy is not a bad thing. I always say that on this channel. I really think that this was their catchiest chorus, but not only was it catchy, it was well done, and that's a very important thing to underscore. And again, the guitar really added a punch. It was really the most powerful element in the song in terms of the overall heaviness. But I gotta say, Chris went through so many different singing styles in this. He did use a little bit of harshness, and it was really a nice surprise because I was not expecting it to happen at all. So when that kicked in, I was like, whoa. Another thing that was a surprise to me was when he started like kind of rapping. And he did that a little bit, pre-chorus, which really worked for that structurally. But then when he did it again at the end of the song, that was another curveball. So it was just like one unexpected thing after another. And every one of them just was awesome. Like, sometimes, I recently did a reaction where something unexpected would happen in the music and it would kind of throw me off because it would kind of take me out of the moment. Not the case with this song. Everything flowed perfectly. Everything connected perfectly. And the bridge of the song was also really good. He has a way of taking a really good chorus and just kind of like sort of escalating it and heightening the emotion even more than you could have ever predicted. Like, it was already feeling very emotional and very gripping, and then he kind of takes it to the next level. And I think that's kind of a rare talent. And so the musicianship on this was completely on point. This was fantastic in every way. The two other songs that I really like by Motionless in White are Eternally Yours and Thoughts and Prayers, each for a different reason. So if you wanted to talk about my top 3 songs by them, it would be those two and this song. But this one is absolutely my number one favorite. Playlist, it's going on a playlist. I will be listening to this one again. All right, I get the hype. I get it. I think this is like the most popular song, right? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, you just can't beat this one. And actually, the bar has been set really high with this one. Like, I'll be very surprised if I react to another song that I end up liking more. Totally within the realm of possibility, but we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it's my absolute favorite by them. They were just firing on all cylinders on this one. It just completely... You could tell that the band had a lot of confidence over their own skill in this song. Like, it feels like this is like the most powerful example of this band in their prime. And I don't know how long these guys have been around prior to this, but this feels like a band they know how good they are, they know what they need to do to make a song great, and they just do it. And they just go for it. That's the impression that I got from this. It's very cool. So, that's how I feel about the music. Nothing at all to criticize. Not one thing. Let's get to the lyrics. Voices in my head again, trapped in a war inside my own skin. They're pulling me under. I've swallowed myself, but the fever remains. I'm numb to the pleasure, but still feel the pain. If I showed you my soul, would you cover your eyes? If I told you the truth, would you dare me to lie? I keep it all inside because I know the man is everything but kind. Voices in my head again, beating me in a war I can't win. I can hear them now, trapped in a game inside my own skin. And I don't know myself anymore. They're pulling me under, voices. As I walk through this valley of shadows and death, I curse not the wicked, I praise not the blessed. If I told you the truth, you'd beg me to change. If fear were a currency, you'd own the bank. That's a cool line. I don't want to live so calloused and frozen, ugly and hopeless. I don't want to live forever. I just want to live right now. You can't take from me, voices in my head again. So I think that this is something so many people deal with. The curse of realness in a fake society. And the need so many people feel to bury that beneath the surface. Because they're afraid of not being accepted or understood. Like, I say this in a totally non-demonic, non-schizophrenic way. But we all have voices in our heads. We all have internal wars of thoughts and ideas. We weigh everything from small decisions to huge life choices in our minds. And if we wore half of those thoughts on our sleeves, people would freak out. But I think that this is just about the consequences of keeping everything inside. Of being only who or what you think you should in order to please people or pass as normal. Whatever that means in today's world. And that's something that I experienced when I was younger. And what happens is, it drains your joy for yourself and for life over time. You constantly compromise with what you want in order to make someone else happy. And so you stop speaking up for yourself. You stop defending yourself against other people's negativity. And you still constantly have that internal conflict anyway. Like, it doesn't go away just because you decide to hide it from the world. And to be fair, here's the thing. Being this way isn't necessarily the fault of anyone. It's not even always your own fault. You know, some of this shit was just passed down by your family or rooted in how you were raised. Some of the things that happen to us when we're younger are, unfortunately, the things that stay with us the longest. So it's like, if you have a fear of abandonment especially, you end up being a people pleaser and biting your tongue instead of expressing yourself. Like, no matter how much you love yourself, and the problem is that not enough people are taught to love themselves. But regardless, I think that almost everyone wants acceptance from someone on some level. And we all show that in our own way. For me, I want to be understood and cared about by my partner, and she does. And even being a reactor and wanting people's impressions and engagement with your content, like, that's also a desire for acceptance. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal. And it's very natural. It only becomes toxic when you start sacrificing who you are for acceptance. And when you become desperate for acceptance. And usually that does stem from a lack of proper self-love and self-confidence. Like here it says, if I showed you my soul, would you cover your eyes? If I told you the truth, would you dare me to lie? I keep it all inside because I know the man is anything but kind. So it's literally asking the person, is it okay if I let the real me come out? Would you accept it or would you simply judge? And then he's saying, look, I know how the world works. People are harsh and cruel to one another. They'll try and take the very things that you like about yourself and turn them against you and try and tear you down and make you think that you're less than great. So we all fight our own internal battles at the end of the day, but it always helps when you find people that you can trust enough to expose that struggle and let them see that you're just a human being dealing with things like anyone. But at least let them see the real you, not some kind of facade that you wear to please or pacify other people. It's okay to show your partner the things about yourself that you're proud of and the things about yourself that you're insecure about. And that's unconditional self-love, when you can show someone your flaws just as much as your greatness. And I got to talk about this line because I really like this one. If fear were a currency, you'd own the bank. Well written. And you have to wonder whether he's talking to some partner or whether he's talking to the world or people in general. I'm going to say that I think he's talking to people, and I think that's alluding to anxiety, which I can definitely relate to. Because I think it gets to a point where you have so many bad experiences with people that you just fear and dread the idea of dealing with them. It's like you're so weighed down with your own problems already, and now you have to navigate around people with their various personality disorders and their agendas and their drama. I have people that I work with, even in a professional sense, where it's like, just give me a break, Today is not the day that I needed to deal with your issues. I'm already burdened by my own, and now I have to deal with your particular eccentricities and your particular sarcasm and whatever. And so it turns into this feeling of panic around the idea of associating with other people. Because you have to deal with their judgments and their various subtle ways of screwing with you. Even if you do have confidence and you are being true to who you are, it's just sometimes, unfortunately, necessary to deal with people in life. And that means dealing with their toxic traits, whatever those may be, and having them try to tear you down in small, petty kind of ways. Like, I used to live with someone like that, and it gets to a point where it's just like, yeah, I know, sarcasm and passive-aggressive insults and attempts at gaslighting, it doesn't work on me, but you go right ahead and do your usual routine. And that's what it came down to after a while. And really, people like that never could do anything worse to me than I usually did to myself. It's our own internal voices that argue with us the best and do the best job at getting to us. Literally what the chorus says, beating me in a war I can't win, trapped in a game inside my own skin. And again, I think the answer to being your real self is in not hiding the fact that you struggle. Everyone struggles in their own way. So when someone sees that, yes, you do fight with yourself and you do deal with issues, but you're owning it and you're not ashamed of it, that's when people know that they can't tear you down. On some level, they get it, even if they still try to. And having that kind of confidence and taking ownership of your own flaws, that drives other people crazy because you've accomplished something that they haven't. And one of the most prevalent truths about people, these days anyway, is that they become very resentful and very jealous. But look, that's not for you or I to worry about. Our first job is taking responsibility for ourselves and knowing ourselves. If you stay true to who you are, you really have something called integrity, plain and simple. And no, it's not easily won. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it. But once you have that, you'll find that you care very little about people's opinions about you, except for the people that matter to you, the people that you love especially. And their opinions and their voices hold value to you because they lift you up and help you be a better person. Even if they're criticizing you, it comes from a place of well-meaning, and it comes from a place of wanting to make you be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And the key is wanting that for yourself and knowing that you deserve it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good title for a song, simple but straightforward, because the voices in our heads can drive us crazy, but they can also help us. And I think their job is to help us overcome our own faults, to help us weigh important decisions, and to overcome the hardship that is being your own worst enemy. Because we all are at some point. We all fight ourselves on things, we all get in our own way, and sometimes we have to have a war against ourselves in order to come out the other end a better and stronger person. So, that's pretty much my impression of what this song is trying to say. And it says it pretty well written. Again, there are some lines in particular that I really like. Trapped in a game inside my own skin. If fear were a currency, you'd own the bank. I've swallowed myself, but the fever remains. Yeah, these guys can write a good song, as well as being so good musically. So I really thoroughly like the music once again. Favorite song by them so far. Again, it'll be interesting to see if anything can top it for me. And of course, the lyrics, what they had to say is something really important, and I'm glad that I had the chance to talk about it. So that is it for this reaction. If you've made it this far, as I always say, I really appreciate that. If you are new here, subscribe, join the Nuclear family, give this video a like, check out my Patreon, once again, in the description below. Much more content on the way, and I will catch you all very soon.